Welcome to PLUSone, the series where I look at the free monthly games on PlayStation Plus and tell you if they're worth the download. After all, the games may be free, but your time is valuable. Today we're looking at Telltale's Game of Thrones game, another cinematic adventure game released for the PS4's PlayStation Plus lineup. I don't watch Game of Thrones. I tried it didn't really click with me, and this game doesn't have solid enough writing to keep me invested like the Telltale Borderlands game did 2 months back. So, I'm gonna have to defer to general opinion here. If you don't like Game of Thrones, don't worry about this one at all. If you do like Game of Thrones, it's still... according to the series fans. It seems to me like Telltale focused a lot on adding as many characters from the show as possible in order to keep you invested in between the slog of that exists in between everything. For example, the game starts you off at the Red Wedding, also known as one of the most iconic sequences of events in the entire Game of Thrones series, and then almost immediately sends one of the main characters to the wall, also known as another major set piece from the entire series. It just kind of feels excessive to me. Anyway, since I can't talk much about the overall plot and how the game affects that overall plot, let me talk about what I can discuss here: the gameplay and the audio visuals. I don't know what it is about this game, but Game of Thrones seems to have the lowest production value of any of the Telltale games I've ever played. The game looks awful, even for a Telltale game. Textures flicker, the characters' hands look like two sensor blurs fucking like those two Lannister siblings in episode 1, the faces sometimes look like cellulose, everybody still has that unnatural walking animation. There's a reason I stopped playing the Telltale games pretty quickly, and it's because a lot of the games started to feel phoned into me, and that absolutely rings true for this one. At the very least, the voice acting is solid, and the game utilizes more action scenes and QuickTime events to make it feel a bit different from the others. These actually do a good job of breaking up the pace, too, when they work. Again, if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, you probably can't go wrong with this one. For anybody else, though, I would absolutely recommend you just play Until Dawn instead for this month. That game does a far better job with this style of game than Game of Thrones does here. But if you want it, it's an easy platinum like every Telltale game. It's only about 2.5 gigs, and if this sounds appealing, go for it. Personally, I very quickly got bored of the same old Telltale formula, especially with seeing how just flat out poor this game looks. I pretty quickly started making the new Lord of the House Forrester a mute and just had him not respond to anything just because it was funny to me.
He stood up to him like a true lord.
It makes me incredibly sad that we got what seems to be the most decidedly average Telltale game 2 months after another Telltale game, and in the same month as another cinematic choice-driven adventure game when Japan got Gravity Rush for free. Maybe next month.